So you finish coloring and rendering your artwork, and this is how it turns out. But it's missing something. It's a bit bland. How would you go about seasoning this painting? Hi friends, it's Lola and I'm back with the tutorial on how to season your artwork, or how to upgrade your artwork. Let's get to it. For our preparation step, I went ahead and exported the artwork without the background. You can merge everything together instead, but I want to keep these layers just in case. After that, I import the image I just exported back into the canvas and add a background. I've prepared a reference here for both lighting and atmosphere, and adding a background not only grounds your subject but also influences the lighting. It's a key ingredient for setting the mood of your artwork. Our first layer of seasoning is a multiply layer. This layer will sit on top of your main subject, and by using a clipping mask, whatever you paint won't spill outside. The layers after this will be clipping masks as well, except for the very last step. I'll color pick a grayish tone from the background and drop it onto this multiply layer and set the opacity to around 80%. With the eraser tool, I'll carefully erase the parts where the light hits. Remember, if imagining light sources isn't your strong suit, it's definitely not mine. References are your best friends. Here's a quick comparison. With the new light source, there would be some new shadows as well. There are areas that the light doesn't reach, and since the lighting is pretty harsh, those parts in the shadow would be a bit darker. I also use this when I feel like the painting is lacking some contrast, so on a separate layer I added a multiply layer and start brushing in those areas that should be in the shadow. Again, quick comparison. To me, this is probably my favorite step. I only started doing this quite recently when I'm a bit more aware of how skin looks like when the light hits on it, and what kind of colors would be showing on the skin. For example, you know about the sections of the face where there are different colors? Like the forehead is yellow, the midface is pink or red, and the bottom of the face is green or blue? Based on that knowledge, I became more aware of the reference. As you can see here, she has a little bit of green near her mouth, but since the skin tone that I have for my drawing is more on the pink side, while the reference is more on the orange, warmer tone, I used more of a yellow tone for that area instead of green. And at the area where the light shine on the skin, where it's right next to the shadow, I added a very warm orange or red tone color. I also added some blue color on her hair where it's like shine by the light, some teal color here next to her jewelry, because you know, like if something is so shiny and light reflects on it, it would also spread to its surrounding, right? Here's a quick before and after. For the add layer, I focus on the shiniest parts of the painting. I'm adding a yellow tone for the gold part. This step really makes those shiny elements pop. I could be adding this to the top part of the hair where the lights shine on it, but I forgot. Sorry. If you want a little kick of contrast, you can duplicate the multiply layer and set it to color burn. I've set it to 9% here. This adds an extra layer of depth and richness to your shadows. We're basically done here, but if you want to be a little bit extra, you can add a few loose hair flying around on her head. I just wanted to make it look a bit more natural, you know, like when you tie your hair up, there's still some baby hairs flying around. Yeah. It is also a good time to use the liquify tool and flip the canvas to fix the overall proportion of the painting. And you're done. Voila! Here's the final result and the comparison. Wow, so much more edible now. Bon appétit! Okay, bye!